What's up, YouTube family? T.O. here with Simplistic Fishing. It is actually 6 o'clock in the morning and I'm doing a video recording. I don't know what the heck is going on, but I'll tell you what's going on. I went down to the lake this morning, got up this morning, wanted to get out there really early, way before sunrise. So I was at the ramp by like 5:20. Launched the boat, go to throw the trolling motor down, and I got little power, just very little power. Also ended the day yesterday on the same thing, so I knew it was coming. So yeah, my trolling motor batteries are toast. The joys of owning a new boat. So I guess I'll be changing out the batteries once the sun comes up. But hey, until then, I wanted to go ahead and come back in, and I wanted to finish up Lake Bridgeport for you guys. Sorry it's taken me so long to get this done. I've been traveling at work, so things have been a little crazy. But I wanted to get this one done for you this morning. So let's go ahead and jump in. We're going to talk about Zone 2 for Lake Bridgeport. Now we already talked about Zone 1. So if you missed that video, make sure you click that link and go look at that, or you can go out to our YouTube channel and look at the lake breakdowns playlist, and you'll see that lake plus many other lakes. I think we're up to 16 lakes now, and we continue to add. And then if you want to get the cards, don't forget, go out to simplisticfish.square.site. Let's jump into Lake Bridgeport. Here we go. Five, four, three, two, one. All right, if you missed the first video when we were talking about Lake Bridgeport on the offshore hotspots, we started right here on this point. We worked our way down just like we did for the Google Earth waypoints. Down through here, we worked our way over through here, and then we really ended right up here past this island. So I'm going to go ahead and start right here. And what we're going to do today is we're just going to work our way all the way up. We're going to look at both sides, and then we'll look at all of this stuff up here, and then that'll just finish up the lake. So let's go ahead and get started. Let's start over here just past this. I believe this was Stripling Island. Yeah, Stripling Island. So we're going to go just past that. Now, a couple things you'll notice here as you come over here, got some pretty good contours and stuff like that. And of course, you've got that break that I talk about that's a little bit further away from the shore. Right here, you've got a little bit of a hump. Now, this hump could produce, I didn't mark it here because it's really deep and it's going to be more of a timing thing. But right now, like dead middle of summer that we're in right now, as long as the thermocline hasn't set in, this could be a really good spot to look at. So as you're out there fishing, make sure to go out there and check out that hump. Now, I would say there's going to be a lot of times, especially once that thermocline sets in, that thing's probably not going to be any good for you anymore. It might be with the water being 36 beside it, it might be all right. But anyways, just check that out and see. That could be a decent spot. Very deep, but still could be a very good spot to look at. Then as we come in here, didn't see too much going on around this area in here. Now, what I do like is you've got this flat top, but the top's about 18 feet, so that's a pretty big flat. But if you get over here, it starts to really come up. So one, you've got a ridge right here on the back side of this island. It's not really the island's up here, but on the back side right here, where it goes from 14 to 24 foot. So you've got some sort of a ridge going on right in this area. And you got the same thing going on out here. You got 13 feet, basically out to like 50 feet. So a big drop there as well. And then really on this side, you got more of a gradual side. So I went ahead and marked the island, but really what you need to do is look more where these breaks are. So here, you want to look in here, look around this side, things like that. Just basically scan that whole area. But more than likely, they're going to be setting up off of those ledges and then coming up here and doing the feeding. All right, so I'm going to scroll out here a little bit to make sure I don't miss anything on the other side as well. So I'm just going to kind of come up all at one time. So our next spot that we come to, if we're looking over here on this side, and we'll go review the other side real quick as well, but let's stick to this side. So as we come up here, I really like this stuff. Now, obviously this little area right in here where this point comes out, anytime you get those points, those are good areas as well. This one has a little bit of a shallow top on it, 12 foot, and then it has the break, and you've also got breaks on each side of it. So really, I probably should have marked that one because that one looks like a decent little point, but we'll keep on moving. The next thing would be right up in here. So notice how you've got this point that comes out, underwater point, coming out here, fairly shallow top, 14 to 15 feet, and then it has a major break there. You've also got a spot there that someone's marked on Navionics too, so that's a good spot, or at least it's been a good spot for somebody. So then Moving on up here, just looking around for breaks, contour, major contour changes, humps, creek channels, things like that. Didn't see too much going on up in here, you know, kind of little shallower areas, kind of flat and everything. But if you look over here, right where this fish icon is, you'll notice you've got a high spot. So you got 27 foot, and you've got basically like 18 foot over here. But if you get out here, this flat spot comes right up here and then comes out and makes a point. So right on the top of that flat would be a good place to start scanning. Basically just come here and just scan this whole area, just back and forth, and see what you can find. So that area there would definitely be a good area to check out, especially summertime. Right now would be a good time to look at it as well. Also wanted you to come out here and check out this. This is kind of out in the middle. So if I come up here, you'll see where this is at. It's kind of out in the middle of the lake here. I guess if you were driving up, you might not even notice that you were coming across this, but right when you get out here, there is a hump out here. It's in about, I don't know, it looks like, it says open water flat. It looks like about 12 foot. So I could see this being a very good area to get some top water action going on, summertime action, stuff like that. Definitely take a look at this hump. This hump looks really, really good. I love how it's in the open like that. So before we jump up here, let's go ahead and just scoot over to the side and let's talk about anything over here that we would have found. So getting down through here, you know, didn't see too much going on here. Obviously, you know, you do have some good breaks and stuff like that. So check out that Google Earth waypoint because some of those things are those videos, because some of those things we can see these breaks. When you get in here, right in here, see how this has a really sharp drop? That might be worth taking a look at there. Also, when you come out here, when you're coming out of that little marina or whatever that is where all those docks are, you can also come over here and there's a hump that's kind of hidden out here. You'll see where I've marked it for you as well right here. That one's not as obvious because it's a very small one, but that could definitely produce you some pretty good fish. It's got some real good breaks off the side. It's set up really well to where it goes back. My apologies for that. Sets up well, very well for being able to go back and do the spawning and things like that. So just a really good area for you to go take a look at. So then I'm going to keep on moving down here. And as we move down, didn't see too much going on in this bank line. I don't think I had anything until we got to that next point where we were at last time where we talked. So now that we've covered that, let's go ahead and move up. And we're going to go just past where we were there in the middle of the lake. We're going to go just north of that. And I saw this little spot back in here that looked really interesting. So notice how everything's pretty much the same. But then right in here, you've got a real nice flat top on this little secondary point that's in here. And it also says it has flooded timber as well. So I would imagine right in this area, right where I have that marker, could be a really good area to take a look at. And you kind of have that same thing over here. You know, you've got this shelf that comes out. So it's really shallow, but then it comes out and it makes a pretty decent little shelf. And then you have a major drop off. So make sure you guys are coming out here and fishing just a little bit off the bank. I mean, it's going to feel maybe weird to you, especially if you're one of those people that likes to just pound the bank. But I'm telling you, if you'll just back up, or better yet, depending on how close you are to the bank line, if you want to just get on the bank line and cast out towards the lake, that would help you as well. I know that sounds weird, but it definitely will work, especially in a lake like this. So anyways, take that in consideration when you go out there. All right, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to move on down through here, and I'm just going to show you guys all the different places that I found. Now, obviously, the lake starts getting a little bit shallower as we get further over to the west, but what I'm going to do is I'll just come up here. I'm going to stay on this north side, and then we'll finish out right here. So let's go up here. We'll go up. We'll make a big circle. So when you get down in here, you know, not seeing too much in here, but I did notice that they had a fish icon here. And when you look at this, it looks fairly interesting. You can see that there's some pretty good breaks going on right in here. And then also there's a shallow top that's just barely visible right in here. So you got like a 15-foot top and then a break right there to 24 foot. So something's going on right in here. And being that there's a fish icon there too, that's always a good sign. So definitely want to go take a look at that. I also like how that sets up kind of on a main point there as well. So then coming over here, didn't see too much going back in here, I don't believe. I had a couple marks way back in here, though, that I wanted you guys to check out. One, when you get back in here, there's a little bitty hump that's right here. You can see it right here. Not really a hump, but more like a shallow shallow top of a point. And so again, you're getting these really good breaks off these points. So this is just a little point that's kind of underwater. Most people might drive right past it, but I could see this being a good area as well. And then I'm going to keep moving over here, and then we'll go over to the other side where you guys saw those markers right up in here as well. See how this is all shallow? Then it comes off, makes a really good point here, and then it has a nice break. Well, you also have a good break on this side as well. So you got 6 foot to 18 foot. So a major break going on right here off the side. And this is right there by that boat ramp too. So that's always good when it's that close to the boat ramp. You can easy access to it. So definitely take a look at that one. And then when you're there, just move over from that edge of that point. We're just going to move over and take a look at this right here. Same type thing, real shallow point comes out. And then if you look here, it's kind of got like a secondary point off of that point, if that makes any sense. And so what it'll do is it'll come over here and makes another little flat, about a 12-foot top. And then it breaks out into 18 foot, and then it really gets down into 23, 24 foot. So anywhere right in this area could be a good area to look at. I think most people are going to set up and look over here, and they're probably going to miss this offshore spot that's further over here. All right, so then moving on up, you've got to kind of got the same thing. You've got these nice little shallow points that come out and then have good breaks on the end of them. So I went ahead and marked that one as well. And then we get up here, kind of the same thing, a little shallow top here with some good breaks off to the side. All right, so then we're going to keep on moving up. Move it over, and now you can start to kind of see the creek channel, and you can see this on Navionics really well, but we also marked it for you guys on Google Earth waypoints. So you'll see this creek channel marked for you very well on Google Earth waypoints. But anyways, as we're going through here though, I want you to just kind of pay attention to where this creek channel goes, and anywhere you see these major swings, you want to take a look at them. So you want to fish over in here, you want to fish down here where I've got this marker. That's also a nice deep hole right there. It kind of goes 12 foot to 24 foot, 10 foot to 24 foot. So you know that's a good, nice deep hole right there on a corner. You've also got these corners. So just basically fish around the bends. And then as you're coming through here, obviously these docks, anywhere these docks touch this creek channel bend, so that one, and possibly even that one, those can be good docks to look at. And then again, I'm just kind of following this and looking for those really good bends. And this is a really good one right here. I could imagine some brush piles and stuff being pushed up over on this side, maybe even possibly up against this bank line or even over here. And then also, I've also got that mark there for you guys. So take a look at that. I love how that bends and smacks right against that island. That's probably a great place to go look for some fish. And then we're going to keep on moving down. The next thing that we notice here is just this little island here. So I went ahead and just marked the island. It's got some pretty good breaks off the side of it. I like how it's pretty, basically it's above the water, and then you got really good breaks right off to the side of it. So check out that island. That island doesn't look as promising as some of the other ones as far as the breaks around it and stuff like that, but it's still always worth going and looking at. So then as we move down here, this is also a nice little secondary point right in here. So take a look at that. And then here, we got some really interesting stuff going on down this bank line. So we've got these little points that come out. You'll see here, you got this nice little top at about 10 foot. And then all of a sudden you've got a major break over here at 24 foot. So right around on these edges of these little points could be good. And also sometimes they'll get in here in this little cut. So take a look at that as well. Same thing here. You've got a nice little point that comes out with some really sharp breaks off the side of it. And then as we get down in here, some more stuff. Now it's starting to show some flooded timber, so be careful. But you've got these big flats that are out here, 7-8 foot flats. And then right off the edges of them are these big drops. So take a look at that one. Take a look at this point. Same thing, flat top, nice breaks off the side of it. Again, here you've got this big, huge flat that you could fish, or you could come out and fish right here off the edges as well. So I'm going to keep moving down here. Our next spot that we get to is really up in here. So you can see where I was way up in here. We talked about all of that stuff, and then we're working our way back down. That was where I got confused earlier. So then now we're going to go here to this point. I like how this point sets up because it's basically, it's an intersection point for the fish, if you know what I mean. So they're going to come into this area and they got to go right or they got to go left. And typically when the fish have to go right or left, they'll stop there for a little bit and hang out. So that looks like a good stopping and hanging out spot. It's about as simple as I can make it sound. So right in here would be a really good area. Obviously, all those docks being as deep as they are, that looks fun as well. And then we get down through here. They did mark something back in here. I imagine it's probably like a, I don't know, no-tell on spawning cove or something like that. We've also got this point here that I marked for you. But let's go ahead and scroll back out so make sure I don't miss something for you. And then what I'm going to do is I'm just going to keep going down this channel. So let's just keep going down this channel. And I'm not going to zoom in all of these because this video will take forever. But I'm just going to point out the ones that I marked for you. So here, you can see you've got a nice creek channel that comes out here. It makes a real good swing over there and then kind of comes up and almost touches the land right in here. So right in this area, right in here, is definitely a good place to go check out. And then again, really what you want to do is you want to be looking at that creek channel swing, and anywhere that creek channel swing touches something, you definitely want to go fish it. So here, these docks right in here look really good. So definitely go check those out. We keep swinging down this bend. I didn't see anything too much on this side. I think I had some spots marked for you guys up here though. So let me back out and just make sure. Actually, no, I didn't. I didn't have anything marked back in there for offshore. So let's go back and move up here. And we're going to come into this area right here. And again, this is a really good point. You're going to come over here and you've got a nice flat top, 6 foot on the top, and then it immediately breaks down to about 18 foot. So a real good break right in that area. And then over here, again, I'm following that creek channel, right? I'm looking, I'm saying, where is it going to touch? Well, right in here, it comes really close to the bank line right in here. So definitely this area and this bank line right here be a good area to search for them, do some scanning, stuff like that. So I'm going to keep bending on over here around the bend and come up. Now we talked about that point coming off there. This island, I took a look at this island and I didn't see too many major breaks off of it, but it's always worth, anytime you get these main lake islands, it's always worth taking a look at. But what I did like about this island is the way that this creek channel kind of comes out and gets in between and makes a pinch point right here. So I marked that, but when you're out there, go over here as well and check out this area too, and just make sure there's nothing right in this area that we're overlooking or that we can't see maybe from a avionics standpoint. Then I'm going to keep moving up this bank line. Again, just looking at that creek channel, see if there's anything special here. And then the next thing I find is that point that we just talked about. So you definitely want to take a look at that. Again, you've got that creek channel bend coming up and getting really close to that point. So I can imagine this area right in here being a real good area to take a look at. We're going to keep moving down. Next spot. This is just somebody had put some markers here about this being a big fish area. I don't know what would be attracted in this area. Maybe there's a brush pile there or something like that, but it's worth taking a look at. Also coming down in through here, somebody else also marked another one. It says the whole shoreline has big fish is what it says, but I don't know. There's not too much going on this bank line. It's pretty deep, but I mean, if locals are putting markers out there saying that there's big fish along the shoreline, it's definitely worth taking a look at. So then that brings us back out here to the middle of the lake. We were talking about that open water flat, and that really wraps us up for Lake Bridgeport. So if you haven't had a chance yet, go out to simplisticfish.square.site and get your card. This card will include all the offshore hotspots, plus all the Google Earth waypoints, all on a card that you can basically put into your graph and upload those points in there. And it makes the fishing so much simpler especially when you're going out to newer lakes or lakes that you're not familiar with. You can just put in this card, you immediately have spots that you know to go look at that are high percentage areas to find fish, and then basically the rest is just on you to go catch them. So anyways, I appreciate you guys subscribing to the channel and giving me all the support. Truly appreciate you guys, and until next time, I hope you